The Nigerian British Chamber of Commerce, as part of its advocacy on national issues in the country, hosted a discourse on Nigeria's downstream oil and gas industry, navigating post-PIA realities, which brought together industry stakeholders. Mrs. Rinu the Chairman, NBCC Advocacy Committee, who facilitated the discourse, engaged Mr. Tunji Oyebanji, CEO One PLC, Mrs. Audrey Joe Ezigbo, Deputy Managing Director, Falcon Corporation Limited, and Mr. Ed Ubong, MD Shell Nigeria Gas, on critical issues to be addressed in the industry.
Obviously, given the capital investment required for the establishment of refineries, whether they're big, small, or medium, there needs to be significant support for those who want to invest in that area in terms of fiscal policies, in terms of even the policy environment. I think the PIA, in section 317, subsection 8, if I'm not mistaken, talks about backward integration as a policy, and the whole idea is to drive investment in refining. In fact, government has also proposed the idea of taking an investment stake in any refinery that is above 50,000 barrels per day capacity. So definitely this is all, I think, from a positive perspective. However, it's not something that can happen overnight. We're all aware that the really big refinery, the Dangote refinery, construction has been ongoing now for, I think, maybe 4 years, and it's still not completed as at now. The investment requirement is huge, and definitely the environment, I think, has improved with the passage of PIA. We also have seen quite a few modular refineries. A lot of those modular refineries are concentrated on diesel rather than petrol. So I think we've done the right thing in improving the environment for refinery investment, but as you know, today there's no government refinery that is operational. All the refineries are virtually down. The only operational refineries are, those smaller, much smaller modular refineries. I mean, and when you look at the size of what is expected from the Dangote refinery, which I think is 600,000 barrels a day, and when you note that some of those modular refineries are talking about 10,000 barrels a day, 20,000 barrels a day, then you can see the huge difference in size and capacity. So we're very much far from where we need to be. The ideal thing, because of the proximity of crude oil in Nigeria, would be that we actually become the refining hub, not only for Nigeria in terms of meeting all our domestic requirements, but also becoming the refining hub for West Africa.
The PIA is not a magic bullet, and everybody has alluded to this. So it's going to be a function of how well we decide to implement, if we can see the cost of non-implementation, the cost of delays, and so on and so forth.
The start is that the increase in the global demand of gas and emergence of gas as a partner to renewables in the energy transition has seen us moving away a lot from a dependence on oil exploration to find a way on how we can actually increase gas development and production. Here in Nigeria, one of the key areas that we have seen post the PIA implementation is how we can increase the gas supply. So this is gas supply both for domestic consumption and also gas supply for export. A key bit, of course, which has been alluded to by the NMDPR Chief Executive, Farouk Ahmed, represented by Shupo Abaje, has been the fact that we are now in a stage where we need to get some clarity around what the pricing and regulation would be. in the industry. The NMDPRA has been sticking very close to the timeline set in the PIA, and they published a draft set of regulations. We just then need to work that space to see how we can get to the final position where we know clearly what pricing works.
It also featured a Q&A session. Mr. Akin Oshuntoki, Chairman, Trade and Investment Committee, NBCC, and Mr. Tunji Oyebanji speak on the essence of the forum and provide key takeaways that could shape the Nigerian oil and gas sector.
Thank you very much. I think it's been a well-packaged event. The speakers have done a great job, and the moderator took charge of the session. In all, we've had a great event. We had the opportunity to answer relevant questions. And if you ask me, the NBCC has had another great opportunity to express our support for the Nigerian economy and also give our members an opportunity to learn and perhaps take a few things away on the topic that we discussed. We will not stop at advocating for improvement in the system in the areas that we think will add value to our members. It's a continuous journey, and we will continue to do what we do as we go into the future.
Well, my key takeaway would be that as far as PIA is concerned, it's a very positive legislation. It's not a perfect piece of legislation, but it's what we have for now. But we need to continue the dialogue with the authority to make sure that the positive aspects of the law are implemented as soon as possible, because the law is supposed to create an enabling environment to encourage investments. So the longer we delay in implementing things properly, what we will find is that the encouragement that you are looking for will not be there. So we need to continue the dialogue with the authority so that these things can be resolved as quickly as possible, because there are a lot of gray areas that need to be addressed.
The signing of the Petroleum Industry Act into law marked a turning point for the Nigerian oil and gas sector. As the nation braces for the full commercialization of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, stakeholders expect full implementation of the PIA and the adoption of market-based willing buyer, willing seller regime in the gas market and the deregulation of the downstream market.